What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we are back in the garage working on the hatch, and we got a few things to do just to start off this video. I just got back from work, and you might have seen on Instagram I was selling a few things from this car and even from the other hatch as well. Had a few things, don't need anymore. So first things first, shipped a lot of it out today, but we have to take off the alternator cover and our front mount intercooler and all the piping that goes with it. We're gonna be shipping that out as well. So yeah, let's get that torn off, and then we're actually gonna be pulling the motor. We had some good news. USAA came through, we got our money back, so can finally order parts for this thing and yeah, get on with the transformation. So let's get you on the tripod, let's get this stuff ripped off. Okay, we got the front mount, all the piping off, we got that alternator cover off, and there's our new look, minus an intercooler. I think it's gonna look a lot cleaner. I don't know, could just be me. Maybe we'll have another front mount on the way pretty soon. But yeah, this will be going to a new home, and now we gotta pull the motor on this thing. It's the next day now. Last night we got everything that we needed to stripped off of this car. So today what I want to do is get this motor pulled. Like normal, I just got off work. It's right around 5 o'clock now. So yeah, hopefully we can get this out pretty quick. We'll get Panzer backed out and we'll get RuSTi kind of centered in here. We'll kind of maximize our space around the car so we're not fighting ourselves trying to get this thing pulled. It'll be nice to actually have some room around the car. And now we're ready to begin pulling this thing out. First thing I do, get the car jacked up, drain the fluids, and then as that's draining, you know, we can pull off intake, battery, all that kind of stuff. It's really not too much pulling these things out. Done quite a few of them now. You got your bell housing bolts, motor mounts, heater core hoses, wiring harness, radiator. It's pretty much it for the most part. Downpipe, that's pretty much the whole process. So yeah, let's get the car jacked up and we'll start draining fluids. Can't say I expected that guy to be in there. I'm assuming this was for the oil temp sensor. So I went down there with, I think it's a 17 mil is normally what the drain plugs are in these cars. And I had this little guy in there. I'm like, how does that work? Well, that's actually quite nice. Pull that out and you get a nice little stream. Barely even got any oil on the hand. Oil looks clean. Oil's pretty much done draining out. Coolant takes years, but we'll get there. For now, let's start working at the top. We'll get the battery out, get our intake out, and we'll go from there. Alright, I'm down here taking the downpipe off. Look at this. Dude's got a zip tie holding the exhaust to the downpipe. Yep, first time for everything, I guess. Alright, as time goes on, as I'm taking this downpipe off, this car's turning more into susty than rusty. But I know there's already been a susty, so we're gonna stay with rusty. Yeah, so not only was there only a zip tie holding that together, there was a bolt in there. One, I should mention, there should be two. There was one bolt and a zip tie through the same hole. Got that taken off, and then I went to take the bottom nut off the back of the turbo, and I was like, oh, it's not even in there. So didn't have to worry about that. But while I was looking, there is an external wastegate on the car. Absolutely no dump tube. It just dumps right into the side of the transmission, into the back of the block. And then I'm also looking. I'm looking in the back of the turbo. Now I'm new to this stock location turbo thing, so I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure if you have an external gate, the gate on the inside of the turbo is supposed to be welded shut. Pretty sure, right? Could be wrong, but check this out. She's a wide open flanger. I don't know. Yeah. Let me know if that's supposed to be welded. If it is, yeah, I'm definitely gonna weld it before we put this thing back together. Maybe we can clean up this crustiness on the exhaust housing too. And also, if you have a dump tube and a clamp for that thing, yeah, I need one of those too. Would prefer not to have this thing dumped straight into the back of the block. That'd be less than ideal. All 8 bell housing bolts are out, 2 motor mounts are out. Last couple things we have to do, disconnect our wiring harness. We have to remove our slave cylinder and make sure our clutch fork's free. And that's pretty much it. We'll hook a strap onto this thing because I still don't have a frickin' chain like a dummy. But we got a nice big strap. We'll hook around the intake manifold and we'll yank this puppy out. So in case you guys didn't know, this is vital to come out when you're pulling the block. This goes through your little clutch fork, holds it in place. And all you gotta do to take it out is pull out this little 14mm cap, which is in that hole down there on the side of the transmission. And then you can take a little intake manifold bolt. You can see I took it right out of there. And you thread it right into the end of this guy. And then you can just pull on that bolt and this thing just slides out. It's as easy as that. like that, we have the motor pulled out. We are draining some coolant out of the thermostat housing. No big deal there. Yeah, this thing, it fought me a little bit. I will say it didn't fight me as much as the red hatch because I kind of knew what I was doing here. But yeah, I'll show you what I use. So this is my weapon of choice. Unfortunately, she sacrificed her life for us on this one. But yeah, putty knife hitting between the block and the bell housing works freaking perfect. So I'll be picking up some more of these because I'm sure we're gonna need them in the future. The flywheel and clutch look okay. I'll go get the flywheel turned. And then the clutch, I'm debating slapping like a new stage 1 clutch or, you know, something next to OEM in it. Nothing too crazy, but at least it'll be a new clutch. And like I had mentioned, this wastegate just flops around. I feel like that's supposed to be welded shut. If that's supposed to be welded shut, let me know and I'll go have that done. Wastegate is just open dump straight into the bell housing. So if anyone has some sort of dump tube and a clamp, yeah, I'll take it. All right, we got everything pushed off to the side. Motor's sitting there on the stand. We got Panzer back in the garage. I'm gonna go eat dinner, get some sleep. We'll clean this place up tomorrow. It's kind of a mess in here. All right, it's the next day. We are gonna get Panzer back out. That way we have some room to tear this block apart. And then hopefully tomorrow I can drop this off at the machine shop. We'll get the heads done, flywheels done, and I think the turbo, if they have a welder, we'll have them weld the turbo, or the gate on the turbo, because I don't have a welder here. I will get one soon, but for now, we'll have them weld that. If they don't have a welder, we'll just get one of them brackets to hold the gate closed. But yeah, let's open up some space and get this thing torn apart. Boy, what the hell? Oh my God. Apparently at some point someone took this harmonic balancer off, and when they put the bolt back in, thing's like 400 foot-pounds. I got my jack handle on a massive breaker bar, and I still can't get the damn thing to break loose. I broke one tool, you know, me and my Harbor Freight, but now we're on good tools, and yeah, I can't get it. I'm gonna keep bouncing on it for a little while. Hope I don't smash my hand into the block, but yeah, I don't really know. This is ridiculous. Whoever put this fucking crank on, tighten that bitch like 400 foot-pounds. Holy shit. Just watch your hands, because when it goes, I don't want it to snap and you jam your hand in there. Alright. So 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna pick you right up.
Alright, let me get him more on top of it.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna pick your ass right up. I've never seen one of those benches so damn tight. What the fuck? Yo, who put this bitch on there? Like if I could get on it and jump on it?
Yeah.
But I have nothing to hold on to.
Right, you need like your foot to smash down this way.
I think I broke my wrist.
Stop.
My pisiform right where I broke it last time.
You get it or what? Stop.
See it bumped up? God damn it!
You really hurt it right now? Oh no. Alright, maybe you're done for the night and you're not going to be able to make it to your shop or whatever.
Hey yo, that's nuts. That's the best clickbait in the world. It's not even clickbait. Look at it.
I know, I see it. I don't like it.
You ready?
No.
Slide on a little bit more, so you got some, like, in a little bit more, else it'll slide off. I go a little more. Yeah, right there.
Okay.
Ready?
No. Alright. Is that good?
Yes!
Nice.
Bro, that is stupid.
Good idea, man.
Why is that so? See how many times that creaked?
Good job.
My God. Well, I have no idea why that was on there so tight. That was ridiculous. Yeah, don't put your frickin' crank bolts on to Hulk strength. You don't need that. Let's finish getting these covers off. We'll take our timing belt, all that stuff off, and then pull valve covers, pull heads. We'll be done for the night. Alright, hopefully the last day for this video. I actually took leave today so I could make some progress on the car and have a little bit of an extended weekend. I'll show you behind me. My dining room is quickly filling up with parts for RuSTi. We got a few more coming in today. This came in yesterday. But super stoked to be making progress on this car. Let's get these heads ripped off, get them to the machine shop, and that way they can start their thing and we can continue on with the build. Yesterday I took the vacuum to the top of the long block just to make sure we're not getting leaves down where we don't need leaves. And you know, there's a bunch of dirt and crap, cobwebs. So now we got it nice and clean. We'll, you know, go in depth and detail it little bit better. She's a little bit crusty. But for now, let's get this thing flipped over. We'll get our manifold off, and then we can pull valve covers, pull the heads, get into the short block. We're gonna leave the short block complete because we did start it and there was no knock, nothing weird. I'll pull the pan off, we'll do a killer bee, pick up and baffle, but that's about it with the short block itself.
I'm on my own, broken alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. Don't stare 'cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me.
Alright, I don't know if you guys are seeing what I'm seeing, but that coil was not on there, right? And I knew it was a little bit sus. That plug is definitely in there sideways, which means our threads are probably stripped out. Yeah, that's not ideal. Well, I guess we'll pull it out, see how bad it really is. Maybe we can still thread into it. If not, we might have to helicoil it or something. I'm not really sure.
Like shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stratosphere. Yeah. I prayed for you and kept you near, in hopes you'd chase away my fears. I'm on my own, you made it so, and now I'm chasing nightmares. I used to run with you through the great big leaves, laugh at you when you laugh at me. Hope for us because I believe the home was just you and me. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me.
We got one head off. These pistons look pretty good. Nothing too weird about those. I don't know if the previous owner made it this far. I think the head gaskets are stock, so luckily everything in here is pretty good. There was a little bit of milkiness going on with these head bolts. Not really sure what that's all about. Definitely a little bit of water in there, it looks like. But head gasket on this side looks pretty good, I think. Yeah, I don't really see anything too weird going on with it. And then as far as the head itself, everything appears pretty good minus that one spark plug hole. I'm actually gonna take a spark plug and try to thread it in there normally, see if it goes. If it doesn't, we'll have to helicoil that guy. Well, when in doubt, just put your plug in upside down, eh? We screwed the spark plug in to the bottom side of the head where we still had some good threads, and I'm hoping that we can fix the bad threads that he had up top with, you know, doing it that way. So we got this pretty much tightened all the way through. Let's back it out, see if it won't go in straight from the top. It's in there straight now. We did fix the threads. It's still obviously a little bit tough because they're not perfect. So we'll talk to the machine shop, see if they think, you know, this is gonna be all right to run. I don't wanna be, you know, leaking compression if there's any sort of gap. It shouldn't. I mean, it tightens down nice and tight, but yeah, just to be sure, we'll talk to them, make sure nothing's too weird about running it like that. So I can show you guys. You can see the nice new shiny threads we just made. If I can get the light kind of where we need it. Yeah, there you go. And just for proof that it threads in nice, See? It's not bad. It's definitely not too bad. But yeah, like I said, we'll talk to them, see what they say. And now we're down to a complete short block. There's a few little rocks in there, so we'll get that cleaned up. But overall, head gasket, that one looked good. This is the one we just pulled out. Honestly, looks fine. So, not really sure what the white stuff is on the studs. We are gonna pull the pan and, like I said, put a new baffle and pickup on there. I'm gonna get all this stuff cleaned up, organized, and then, yeah, we'll go ahead and pull the pan, pull the filter, all that crap off, and see what's going on in there. Everything looks pretty good under the block, so that's a good sign. And then in the pan, I don't see a single metal shaving. So I think we're good there. Appears that all of our bearings are still intact, which I'm happy about. So yeah, I'm gonna get a Killer Bee pickup and baffle on order. We'll get those swapped out. These are known to fail, break apart, and then can't suck up any oil. So before that happens, we'll get a new one on there. I'll probably still run the stock pan, but at least underneath will be new stuff. That pretty much wraps up our entire engine breakdown. Quite a process. That took a lot longer than I wanted it to because we ran into a lot of stupid stuff, but what can you do? We got it torn apart and we're ready to rebuild it. So we'll get the heads out to the machine shop. They're probably closed today, so probably Monday. They'll go out. I don't know how long they'll take. Haven't been to the shop yet, but once we get them back, should have everything here ready to get this engine back together, slap it back in the car, and it'll be drivable. So a lot of you guys are probably wondering what happened to my wrist. I put in on Instagram that I fractured it, yada yada. Well, here's the deal. About a year ago, I fractured 2 bones in the wrist, and I was in a pink cast. A lot of you guys might remember. I think I actually did a rod bearing replacement with one hand. But when I was in the cast, I got tasked for a deployment. And it was coming up quick. My one bone healed and the other one was still split. It was a decent split fracture and it wasn't healing. Every time I went back, it looked about the same, maybe a tad bit better, but I mean, we're talking 4 weeks, and it just wasn't healing. So I convinced them to take the cast off because I wanted to deploy. Without the deployment, let's be honest, that red car would not be built. So took it off, and ever since then, I've heard it 3 times now. This is the 3rd, so every time I torque it weird, it splits that split a little bit more. So I don't even know what to do. I think we literally just have to wait until it splits all the way through, clean break, and then it'll actually heal properly. I don't know, but the amount of times I've been tempted to take a sledgehammer to it just to break it all the way through. But that's the story on the wrist. So yeah. Definitely with that crank pulley bolt being that tight, I did angle it the wrong way. You can definitely feel it. It starts to heat up your whole hand and it's painful. But anyways, I'm gonna get cleaned up. I'm gonna wrap up this video right here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Catch you in the next one. Peace out. See y'all later.